The following is a list of some of the world's largest companies by market value. These values are subject to change and indicate market capitalization at the time this video was uploaded. Number 5. Samsung Electronics. Samsung was founded in Seoul, Korea on March 1, 1938 by Lee Byung-chul. Samsung had a market value of $254 billion as of mid-2017. The company was actually established as a transportation business, which was successful largely due to the demand for transit created by the Korean War. Following the war, Lee would grow Samsung to manufacture textiles and cloth, a focus that was meant to expedite the restoration of the Korean economy after the war. Once again, Samsung got lucky, being aided by protectionist policies upheld by the Korean government, whose aim was to help large domestic conglomerates by shielding them from competition and providing them easy financing. Today, Samsung's most successful products are their best-selling smartphones, making over 70 million annual worldwide sales in recent years. Ever since Samsung's first SGH touchscreen displays, they've been innovating the design of the mobile phone. They've also been recognized as Apple's cheaper alternative, while still offering a quality product and setting themselves apart from low-budget providers such as Nokia and HTC. In recent years, Samsung has been possibly the strongest advocate for OLED displays. In the years to come, we should expect to see a continuous increase in their production of these displays, as well as other key components to their products such as memory chips and semiconductors. They've also expressed interest in creating parts for self-driving cars. Although they're still far behind their major competitor, the trend of success is certainly looking good for Samsung, with their stock market price skyrocketing in the last 2 years. Number 4. Royal Dutch Shell. Shell was founded in 1907 as a merger between two competing oil companies, the Royal Dutch Petroleum Company in the Netherlands and the Shell Transportation and Trading Company in the United Kingdom. They have a current market value of $301 billion. Shell is a vertically integrated oil and gas company that operates in more than 70 countries. They control all aspects of the market from location scouting to drilling and refining, as well as distribution. The merger that created the company was done so in order to compete on a global scale, particularly with the Standard Oil Company in the United States. As is the case with all oil and gas companies, Shell needs to meet environmental regulations in order to avoid punishment from international authorities. An oil spill may call for a compensation of over $1 billion. Perhaps Shell's biggest hurdle will be to overcome our transition to a world of cleaner, renewable energy. Number 3. Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson was founded during 1886 in New Brunswick, New Jersey, by the Johnson brothers, Robert, Edward, and James. The company has a current market value of $328 billion. Johnson & Johnson provides first aid supplies, medications, baby products, skin products, and contact lenses. They're also a large producer of medical technologies. The company is one of the longest continuously running businesses in the world that still exists today. The Johnson brothers created the company after they'd been inspired by Joseph Lister, who is seen as a founding father of modern medicine. The company was one of the first to distribute antibacterial aid, and are responsible for the creation of Tylenol and ibuprofen, which is marketed as Advil. In recent years, Johnson & Johnson has bought multiple companies and expanded their medical division, which is almost twice as large as their consumer products division. The company has generated more revenue every year, boasting a revenue of $76 billion in 2017, an increase in over $6 billion from the previous year, an impressive yield for a medical company. Number 2. Exxon Mobil Corporation. Exxon Mobil was founded on November 30th, 1999 as a merger between the Exxon and Mobil corporations. They have a current market value of $331 billion. This puts them at the 5th largest oil and gas company worldwide and first in the United States. They have investments in petroleum, natural gas, coal, and nuclear fuels. ExxonMobil has gained a foothold in every aspect of the petroleum industry, making them one of the most influential retailers of fossil fuels. Exxon and Mobil were both founded in the 1800s and have been enormous companies even separately since their inception. The merger between these two companies was enough to bring them to the forefront of oil trade on a multinational scale. Since the early 2000s, their position worldwide in terms of production of oil actually dropped from being in the top 3 to their current 5th place spot after Chinese companies such as Sinopec and PetroChina came to prominence. Even so, their worth continues to grow, albeit slowly. Number 1. Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated. Berkshire Hathaway was founded in 1955 by Oliver Chase as a merger between 2 textile mills which originated in Massachusetts. The company has a current market value of $484.7 billion. However, taking into account how heavily invested they are in many top companies, such as American Express, Coca-Cola, and Apple, just to name a few, their total assets put their worth at about $700 billion. The company has many functions and has dozens of subsidiaries, as well as holdings in over 40 large companies. They essentially act as a management consultant to these companies and many more, providing business guidance. Warren Buffett, the current CEO, has been in leadership since the early 60s. He invested in companies which he believed were undervalued, and in doing so, reaped the benefits of the potential gain. His decision to get involved in insurance companies also resulted in a huge financial gain, with the company now owning 11 different insurance companies, one of which is the recognizable brand Geico. Berkshire Hathaway has relatively loosely controlled their companies, mostly letting them act independently, and for good reason. The logistics needed to closely regulate all of them would likely take another entire company to pull off. It's safe to assume this conglomerate isn't going anywhere, and will most likely continue to absorb smaller companies as they see fit. Thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comment section and let me know what you'd like to have discussed in a future video.